Right? Gotta keep those subscribers happy indeed.
Does this mean we're famous?
Totally.
Totally too fast. Totally too fast.
That's
Totally right.
Okay. 3? I don't know.
I subscribe.
It's all you lovely people.
I subscribe.
Hey, you're getting notes up.
You should put a QR code to your channel.
What are you gonna do about that?
School.
Get out a freaking piece of paper, Elton. Okay. So we're gonna continue what we were talking about yesterday. So we're talking about mean, median, and mode. One more time, just for the absent people. What is another name for mean? Average, and we find average by? Mullah, about how many there are. Median is the middle, if they're in order, and mode, the most often recurring number, okay, the one that happens the most often. It is possible, so actually let me ask you this as a question. Is it possible to have more than one mode?
Yes.
Sure, but they have to be tied. Okay, so if you have one that's 5 numbers and one that's 10 numbers, even though they're both big, the 10 number one wins because there's more of those. Okay. Let's see. There's something else. Is it possible to have no mode? Yes. That just means nobody's repeated. Okay, so we talked about all those things. So we're going to take mean a little bit farther today. So let's say that you have, you're going to take your tests and you have an 83, a 92, a 95, an 89, and we have one more test. You want to know, can you end up with a 90% in the class? Okay, so you would like to have an average of 90%. This question I get asked all the time. People are like, "Ooh, if I get this, can I have this average?" I don't know, figure it out yourself. Okay? So this is a little bit different because we have how many numbers? Okay, so 4 numbers actually there, but I am asking about an additional one, right? So 5 numbers to add up and hope that they equal 90. Okay, but I have a problem because they don't have a number. So this requires you to write an equation. So watch what you're going to do. This should make some logical sense here. How we find average is we add them all up. 83, 92, 95, 89, and X. We divide by what? 4 or 5? 5. Ethan, why are you talking? Okay. We had this conversation yesterday. We're going to divide by 5, and that should equal 90. And if we solve this equation, it will help us figure out if we can have a 90% in the class, or what we would need. What score would we need to get a 90% in the class? Okay. Now, listen. You should be writing this down. You're going to be doing this on your homework. Okay. So, you got a couple of things we can do here. Let's add up our numbers that we have here. It's going to make our life easier. So add these guys up for me. Oh, I just heard several things. Okay.
Is that okay?
You can. Do it like that.
And then that, unless it's correct, please just ignore it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And I guess that's what.
Is that for that problem?
Is it right?
Is it just a random thing hanging around there?
If it's right, then yes. If it's wrong, then it's
no.
random.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
Those guys locked in.
The logic is
Locked in. Okay.
Read the lock.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Theoretically, you are.
He's getting it.
You're in
You
the
got this.
Oh, yeah.
What
I got
is
the
the
extra
times
credit.
by
We don't
tangent?
even need that problem.
You may be involved in
They're
this.
already thinking
The actual
outside the
Yeah.
box.
We got everything else wrong.
So you're very far from the ball, but you're in the car.
Trust us, we're gonna get A's.
So if you multiply this times by two,
It's because they're outstanding students.
it's
Right.
but it does have
We,
something to do with both sides.
You're good.
We were a good student because we're in the
I had to put on the power.
Yeah.
The more I talk to you.
Let's get back in.
You can get
I
back in the
remember.
circle.
Wait, is it?
Yes.
Oh, see you later.
See, now you're.
Carson, I got it. You got it? Wait, you actually got it?
Yeah.
You get one and I got it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
and he's not very smart.
That's being recorded. Okay, what's this add up to? What? 359. Abby, turn around. Okay, so we have, you're approved. Do you need to hang around?
I'm waiting for Chase.
Oh,
I'm
So-
gonna sit in the back.
okay. We have this. Never mind, it's frozen. Try that again. We have this. Okay, now, this is a two-step equation, which we talked about solving in chapter 1.
Camden's been quiet today.
It's because I got him between two seniors. Good job, Camden.
He's a little nervous today.
I like it.
I think he has something to tell them.
It's because I gave it to you in the beginning. Hey, just because Camden is quiet doesn't mean the rest of you can make up for him. Okay. What's the first step in solving this equation? Thanks. That's the general idea of solving an equation, but what's our first step? That's
Minus 359.
no. Cannot minus 359 because it's on the top of the fraction. No.
Times by 5.
Times by 5. So listen to me. The top of the fraction acts like parentheses. So you cannot touch that stuff up there. Chase, what'd you get?
62.5.
That's right. The top of that acts like parentheses. You don't have to write them there, but it does treat it like parentheses, so you cannot touch that. So you have to do what Luke said and multiply both sides by 5.
No.
Okay? Now, this 5 does what with this 5? This 5 on the left and this 5 on the bottom does what? Cancels, right? It equals 1, so it cancels out. So we have 359 plus x equals what? 450. You just multiply that. No, now it's a one-step equation. How do you solve that? Now you can minus your 359. Okay, what does that equal? 91. So there's the answer to the question. If you want that A minus average, if you want your average to be 90, you got to get a 91 on the test. Okay, now what we're going to do is the same process. I'm just not going to tell you, it's not going to be quizzes. So I'm going to give you the numbers, I'm going to give you the average, and we have to find the missing piece. Okay, so here we go. So let's say we've got 2, 5, 7, 12, 13, and x. And we know that the average is 10. Okay, so I want to tell you this. You do not have to remember, like you don't have to be like, hey, I don't remember the process of doing this. Write out how you find the average. How do we find the average? Add them all up. So write that down. 2 plus 5 plus 7 plus 12 plus 13 plus x. Okay? And we divide by 6. What's the 10? It's what it equals, right? That's how we find average. We add them all up and we divide by how many there are, which is 6, and that equals 10. Yep. Okay, you want to make this look nicer before you do anything else. So add up these guys. What's that equal? 39. 39 plus x divided by 6 equals 10. Now, because what you want to do is make it into a nice, friendly equation to solve. What is the first thing you need to do? Times by 6. Gotta get rid of what's on the bottom of the fraction. No options. Okay, so we have 39 plus x equals 60. Now what?
Minus 39.
Minus 39. So we get 21. And we're done. Okay, I want you guys to try this one. I want you to try this one without me talking you through it. And if you have questions, now is the time to ask them. And let's say that the average is 9. You just have to say, you can't have this guy here, is the problem. Like, you can have him, but you have to end up saying that this side is cosine squared and it has to
Oh
be.
my god, I seriously thought that's what it was
You
gonna
gotta
be.
do something.
Oh my lord.
I was sitting there thinking about it.
And then it hit me that I did something that
She said
I got
something square root.
something.
So
I
Chris
got
Douglas,
50,
at
55 minus
88.2,
54.
was from doing the Pythagorean theorem
Yeah?
and then doing a degree of something
I get
and
negative
then
10.
times it by something and then dividing it by the
Yeah.
Pythagorean.
So you just like strip up.
Yeah,
I was
like
like
a whole lot of
lot of
stuff.
stuff up.
It is not good.
But if it was right, then it would have made sense, I think. But it wasn't right, so.
Okay, Chase, are you going to tank also?
No, I'm going to Clank.
Oh, all right, I'll wait your pass too. Make sure you sign back down when you're done.
Right.
Or when you get there.
Thank you, Ms. Douglas.
Welcome.
So good.
Doesn't mean talk.
I always knew there was something off about you.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Not the
That's
time.
nice.
Finally gonna be voice group.
Okay, I'm gonna ask them to come in every day.
No.
When he started sneezing.
They're funny, I like them.
Yeah, we actually should do that.
Yeah, like they should be like
Yeah.
our assistant teachers.
Let me ask this question. What do you get for your answer?
Rude.
55, I don't think is right.
I got 55.
For the final answer?
Yeah.
Final answer.
-1.
Okay. Okay, so what are we dividing by? Okay, 5 by 6. This mess right here, that's the 55, right? Okay. Okay. So, what's our first step? Times by 6. So 55 plus x equals 54. And then subtract the 55 and you get -1. Okay, last one of these.
Mean.
What's mean? What's mean? Mean is average. This is another name for the same thing.
So write it down like this, write them all up, so. Okay, because you didn't write it down last time. Like, write it down, this plus this plus this plus this plus this, divided by what is equal to 18.
72.
Jump, the next house looks good. Oh, yep, thank you.
Don't even tell me, you have 10, I don't want
Last chapter.
Anything.
Last chapter.
Wait, do I have the number on the
That's a different one.
Wait, what'd you do?
Wait, so that I did that.
It's okay, you don't find some.
Are you saying it's okay?
Rest in peace.
Look at that. That gives things shut up. You know, last time
You are.
I understand this.
and I can divide this from what you're getting here is you're doing the
I'm asking for that. I added them all up, and I divided them up.
Wait, I'm that.
Not the final answer.
I used to.
You don't get 14.
This stuff is, can I bring my bag and get some, so I have to go back?
You don't get 75 at the end.
I don't know the answer to that question. It has to stay out in the hall. I don't know if they'll.
I don't understand what I'm doing.
Okay, who? Be quiet. Is anybody other than Tyler leaving for band?
Oh, yeah, me too.
Seriously, yeah, totally.
Yeah, me too.
No, Tyler, no.
Tyler,
Fashion course.
anybody other than you?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you did.
I didn't,
Right?
I wasn't even here.
last year,
Well, I think-
No, wow.
Slaps everybody's ass. They don't cut their hair. Some of our coaches wouldn't let me give them a rope. He said that was Yeah, 36. Okay.
Lazy quiet.
Bye, Tyler.
Bye, Tyler.
See you later, Tyler. Bye, Scotty.
You guys are using up your homework time really fast.
I miss you, Tyler.
You'll literally see me because I stick out like a small
Bye, T-Skills.
Out of everyone that made fans, I'm like this far.
It's gonna be super sorry.
Guys, we're wasting our homework time. I quit.
Yeah, what time we get out?
That's why.
2 o'clock.
It's like, yeah.
Guys, we're wasting our homework time. You're wasting your time.
You know, like you stop telling people to shut up. Oh my gosh, everybody just be quiet.
That's your eyes is getting closer.
Pull it together, folks. Okay, one last time. This is our last example of this. To find any average, if you have the average or the mean, you add all the things up. So somebody say, I don't know what I'm doing. Look, add them all up. Divide by how many there are, which is what? 5. Okay, equals 18. Because that's the answer. You have the answer this time. Why are you talking?
Ooh.
I'm about to send some people down to Mr. Borman. Okay? And I have zero problem saying to him, these people do not know how to act like normal human beings in class. Figure it out. You're not in middle school. Okay. So we want to add these guys up. What does that add up to? Okay. Now, listen. anytime you have an equation with a number on the bottom, we can do this. If you guys are like, I don't like that number on the bottom thing, I don't know. Do you remember doing Band-Aid multiplication? You can put a 1 under there and Band-Aid that. What's 5 times 18? 90. And you guys, the beautiful part about this is 1 times anything is that thing. 72 plus X. Okay, now what? Minus 72. And you get what? 18. Okay, now, the last thing we want to talk about outliers. Actually, it's not the last thing I want to talk about. Let's talk about outliers a second. Okay, an outlier is an unusually, we'll say this, is a number that is unusually high or low. Okay, it's going to be far away from the rest of the numbers. Okay, so the ones on our warm-up when we had 25 and 35 and 39, 39 is not an outlier because 35 isn't that far away from it. Okay, if we had somebody that was 100 miles and everybody else is 39 and below, that's an outlier. Okay, an outlier is unusually high or low. So on your homework, you're going to have things like this. We talked about outliers a little bit yesterday. So yesterday we talked about numbers like this. We were working at Michigan's Adventure, remember? So we had $10, and this was your hourly wages, right? So let's say we have $12. These aren't the same, but that's okay. $13, and then $25. Okay, so first of all, if this is hourly wages, what was our explanation for that? First of all, let me ask you this question. Is there an outlier?
Yeah.
What's the outlier? 25. And we talked about it yesterday. Do you remember what we said might have been the case? Like, where did the 25 come from? Yeah, it's a manager or something, right? Now, let me ask this question. You don't even have to calculate. What does that outlier do to the mean? Makes it higher, right? We talked about that with Michigan's Adventure, that they're going to throw that in there so they look like they're paying more than they're actually paying. Now, what's the median of that? You don't even have to, like, you can look at it, tell me the median. $12, right? 12 is the median. What does that outlier do to the median? Does it? What if this was, don't put this in your notes, but what if this was a normal 14? What's the median? So if I put my 25 back in there, what's the median? What does that do to the median? Nothing. Now, what's the mode? 10. The mode is 10. There's 2 10s, right? So it's the mode is 10. What does that outlier do to the mode? Nothing. Okay. So you got a question like that in your homework. Super easy question. Let's do another example. So let's say we have this. We have quiz scores from my calculus class. Okay. And we have we're going to say this is scores 100% out of percents. Okay. So we know what we're looking at. 50, 65.
0.
Okay. So I want you to just, before you get all yucky about it, just a second. So small class. I like that. That's good. First question, is there an outlier? Yeah. What's the outlier? 0. 100 is not an outlier. Okay? There's a pretty wide spread of data, but in the scheme of things, it's really not super far away from the rest of it. The 0 is an outlier. What might explain that?
It's like this. Yeah. They don't know what they're doing.
Not doing it.
They probably didn't do anything.
Or they were absent, right? They didn't take it. Like if you guys have been absent on a test, I put a 0 in until you take it. So this could be somebody that hasn't taken my quiz yet. What?
Or maybe they were like being loud after the test.
And I took it and gave them a 0. Right. Pretty hard. It's pretty hard, you guys. It's pretty hard to get a 0 on a math test if you do anything. Okay? rarely happens unless you have that situation or you haven't taken it yet. Now, what happens? What is that 0 doing to the average? Makes it look like they did way worse than they actually did. Not that some of them didn't do well. What's the median? Should be able to look at it, this one, and tell me.
60.
No?
70.
Yeah, so listen, sometimes some people are like, I can't do that, but it's right here. You should be able to look at that and go, oh, what's right between 65 and 75, right? It's 70. What does the outlier do to that? Nothing. If this person had a 10 instead of a 0, the median would still be in the same place. What's the mode? There is no mode. What does that do to the mode? Nothing. Okay. Now, question. You don't have to write this down. What if there were 2 zeros? Okay. Let me ask this question though. Is that an outlier then? Because it has to be unusually far away. It doesn't have any neighbors in the list, but this guy has a neighbor in the list, right? There's 2 zeros. So he's not an outlier. Okay. There's actually a way to calculate outliers, which we will talk about later, but for now, we'll just look at it. Now, last one. Let's talk about elephants. Why not? So this is the ages of elephants. Whoops. Sorry. I keep scribbling because I'm trying to put them in order and I'm not paying attention. Okay. All right. Now, so do you know about elephants? Elephants live in a herd of elephants. They live in family groups. Did you know that? Yes. They live in family groups. Okay, so take a look at what we got here. After my 2 attempts, there's my elephant data.
There's a lot of twins.
It's actually triplets.
It does not have to be that way. They live in family groups. Like they have like multiple different small family groups. Like you might have a mom and 2 elephant calves, and another mom and 2 elephant calves, and another mom and 2 elephant calves. So they live in a big family group. Like an elephant might live with their aunt. So these are not necessarily triplets. Okay. Is there an outlier?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the outlier?
2.
Okay. What might explain that in terms of elephants?
It's way younger.
That's right. It's a baby, right? It's a baby elephant. Okay. So some of looking at outliers is being able to go, oh, this makes reasonable sense. This is probably a baby elephant. What does that outlier do to the average of the herd? How do you know it brings it down?
It's lower.
Because it's lower. Correct. Our other one where we have the 25 is sitting peeking right up at the top of the screen because it's higher than everybody else, brings the average up. Now, what does that outlier do to the median? Nothing. What does it do to the mode? Nothing. What is the mode? Okay, what's the median?
13.
Also 13. Okay, now, last thing, which is not really related to this. Okay? You talked about this the other day. I think Preston said this. We need to talk about range. So if you have not written down anything about outliers, you need to write this down. Do you remember, anybody remember what range is? Like, what's the definition of range?
Lowest to highest, like lowest, like highest subtraction, lowest.
Yep, it's the maximum
Good job.
minus the minimum. Okay, so maximum is, if you don't like that, it's the biggest number. And the minimum is the lowest number. Okay, so range is super easy to find. Range is something, we'll talk about this more Monday, but range is something called a measure of variation. Variation is how different something is. We'll write that down on Monday because we are behind the times here. So let's talk about the range, just so you know what we're doing. The range for the elephant data, what's the maximum or the biggest number? 13. What's the minimum number? So 13 maximum minus minimum, the range is 11.
What? Yeah, what?
Camden.
It's subtracted.
Then don't say 20. Okay?
Bring the seniors back.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Okay? So this guy here, what's the range of the quiz scores? What? No. What's the maximum? 100. What's the minimum? It's 0. So it's 100. Okay. You find that the range of those wages, the hourly wages at Michigan's Adventure that I wrote down there. Don't steal anybody else's learning moment. Okay. What is the range of this? 15, because we're doing 25, which is the maximum, minus 10, which is the minimum, and that's 15. Range is super easy to find. We will talk a little bit more about range on Monday, like I said. So listen, your homework. And I will tell you this. You need to work on your homework. If you choose not to work on the homework, I pretty much will just keep a mental tally in my head, and I will stop. If it continues, I'll just stop giving you homework time. I will continue to give you the same amount of homework, but I will just do example after example. So please use the time well. It's page 592. 1 and 3, 7, 11, 12, 26, 36, and 39. 36 and 39 are review. I didn't want to give you that one. Well, review questions. Listen carefully. For number 1 and number 3, those say A and B. You can ignore the B. I only want you to do the A part. Okay, for 1 and 3, you are doing only letter A. Now, Gold Star Club people, you are doing 3, 7, 11, 26, 36, and 39. Okay, so you got 5 minutes. I'm sure you can get number 1 done and probably number 3. You got this. Elton, why do you not have your book?